So normally what I do when I start choreographing is I just pick a song and I listen to it a bunch of times. I just see what moves naturally come to me, and then I can start piecing together what things I want to put in the final piece. I honestly don't feel like I use my legs that much when I dance normally, but I think I'm already anticipating the second half of the challenge, so I'm subconsciously using my legs a lot more than I normally would because I know I won't be able to in the second half.
Right now I'm experimenting with the song, and I'm just listening to the song and freestyling, just seeing what comes out of my body in response to the music. So we're just trying it.
It's Vito, baby. Yeah. I can't lie, I can tell you're jaded, baby. Wipe your eyes, don't let him see that he got the best of you. Girl, I'll take the rest of you.
And this is where I restart and try again.
Okay, I just finished choreographing the standing part, so now I'm gonna grab my chair and try to do the next part sitting down.
So in terms of the song, I'm just freestyling right now, just to get an idea of how I want to move to the piece, given that I don't have access to like my full range of motion with my legs. I just have my upper body in this part of the choreography.
In my standing choreo, I hit almost every sound that I hear, but I'm realizing that if I only have my arms, it's a lot harder to come up with different ideas of how to hit the sounds without doing the same move over and over again. And generally I like to sort of pair my arms with my legs, but I find that now that I don't have my legs to move, I have no idea what to do with just my arms.
Some things I've been noticing so far, after experimenting with the music and trying to come up with choreography just sitting down in my chair, a lot of my movements are really repetitive, which makes sense because I don't have that full range of motion that my lower half of my body would allow me to have. So it definitely is a little bit difficult trying to come up with different types of moves that like stand out and are unique in a sense. So we're just gonna keep on trying and trying to add more things. Yeah.
Ashes on my pants, my favorite ones, but I don't care no more. If you're not here with me, my favorite one, I might as well just go. I leave it in your room, my favorite clothes, and you can wear them out if you want, but just in case you ashes on my pants, my favorite ones, but I don't care no more. If you're not here with me, my favorite one, I might as well just go. I leave it in your room, my favorite clothes, and you can wear them out if you want, but just in case. Vito, baby, yeah. I can't lie, I can tell you're jaded, baby. Wipe your eyes, don't let him see that he got the best of you. Girl, I'll take the rest of you. Look, I got a question for you. Is it worth it? Real love, do you think you deserve it? Cut him off, go and find your purpose and get you in that's solid. Personally, I'll do more than support your dreams, baby. Get you and me. It's time to boss up. Fix your credit. Yeah, I can't lie. I can tell you're jaded, baby. Wipe your eyes. Don't let him see that he got the best of you. Girl, I'll take the rest of you. Look, I got a question for you. Is it worth it? Real love, do you think you deserve it? Cut him off, go and find your purpose and get you in that's solid. Ooh, personally, I'll do more than support your dreams, baby. Get you and me. It's time to boss up. Fix your credit, girl. Get at it. Get your bag.
I think overall this challenge definitely made me think. I had to get creative with how to dance without using my legs, but I can only imagine that people with DMD have to be so much more creative. You know, it takes a lot of adaptation to daily life, whether it's getting down a flight of stairs or trying to get to school or work in the morning. There's a lot of different things that they have to adapt to. So I think even just having this challenge, it definitely is not the same as having DMD by any means, but I think even something as simple as being restricted to a chair for a short period of time has definitely made me appreciate the ability to walk and the ability to stand.
In regards to the choreography challenges, where we restricted our movement to only the upper half of our bodies, I felt almost trapped in this box. While choreographing, I considered the limited mobility that DMD patients typically have. When you have a loss of ambulation, that range of motion disappears, right? And in the process of creating this dance, I tried to keep the moves that came to my head rather than think about it over and over again, to think about what I wanted to do. Similarly, the onset and quick progression of this disease doesn't allow these people to have too much time to overthink things. They just live their lives normally and enjoy it to the best of their abilities. Like Darius Weems, when he went on his journey to travel across the country alongside his friends.
While I'm choreographing sitting down, I can still go up and get a glass of water if I need to, but people with DMD, they don't have that kind of freedom, obviously, and so I think just having my legs is definitely something that I've taken for granted, something that I don't really need to think about, thankfully, but I think having this challenge has been a really interesting way to consider how people have to adapt and have to live their lives without using their legs. I think another part of the challenge is that, while I was choreographing and dancing, I still had moves that required a lot of strength and body control. And I think, for people with DMD, I don't think dance is totally out of the question. I think it's possible to dance with just your upper body, but you have to be extra careful not to overexert yourself, right? You don't want to cause extra damage. And so I think being restricted to just my upper body was definitely a challenge, but I think maybe trying to make a dance for someone with DMD, I'd have to be even more careful, thinking about how can I minimize muscle strain, how can I minimize injury, and there's more considerations to take into account. It's not just loss of ambulation, but it's also fibrosis and chronic injury and things like that, things that we would definitely want to avoid.
While this project will never truly tell me or show me about what being disabled is like, the simulation that we gave ourselves through this limitation still taught me about what it feels like to be unable to move with the mobility that I currently have. In class, we learned about DMD from the lens of a clinical, genetic, or even biological perspective, and we learned that DMD patients typically experience walking problems from the first few years of their lives. However, it's much different to learn about something in class than to experience it for yourself. And through this project, I've become more mindful and more grateful of the fact that there are so many actions and opportunities that are present to me simply because I have the ability to walk on my own.
Even the simple challenges made me realize that having DMD would be hard, and it would require a lot of assistance, and I'm sure whatever frustrations I might have felt during this brief time would be a lot more amplified if this were extended to all areas of my life. But I think at the same time it is a little bit encouraging to know that there are ways to adapt, and maybe there's some way that I can be helping people with DMD by sharing this love of dance that I have with them.
It's shown me a new perspective by allowing me to dance, which is something that I love to do, and taking some of that away from me. And with this ingrained in me, I have a better understanding of the severity of DMD and how much it affects both the patient and those directly associated with them.